What's up, people? We are back with more of Fault, Milestone 1, Selphine, and what was her other name? I forgot her other name, god damn it, but she was like her guard. They managed to escape from the attack of Coco and Mari with the silent H, even though I tried my best to pronounce the H, because why else would it be there, right? Fuck silent letters. Anyway, let's continue. Selphine. Oh yeah, that's what she's saying. Eek! Ritona, that was her name. Ritona, where are we? We're in the middle of a forest? This isn't the rendezvous point. You did it, Ritona. Your mana crafty really worked. Where are we? Hey, Ritona, where are we? I don't see the castle anywhere. I don't see anyone else either. Where are the townspeople? I don't know, milady. I haven't been able to call anyone through Comcraft since the start of the attack. Somehow, the enemy must have disrupted our link to the Quinn Order. Since they infiltrated the keep, wouldn't that mean the warriors guarding the gates were all... Oh no. By extension, that would make this the worst possible outcome. Not only have our warriors fallen in battle, our people may have also shared their fate. Don't say that. They weren't seeking the death of their current king, but his daughters, and they even knew where to find her. Those people attacked our kingdom during father's absence. How could I have let this happen? They attacked the Kingdom of Rughzenhaide in absence of King Valar. What's with the silent H's, man? With the intention of assassinating Selphine. How could they have known about his absence? Only a select few, including myself, were made aware. How did they know to search for Selphine within the vicinity of the Sky Terrace? If they already knew so much, then they may very well have assassinated King Valar. What should we do, Ritona? If they've disrupted our Comcrafty links, then how will we warn my father? How dare I poison my mind with these baseless thoughts? But how? How could those children coordinate so effective an assault against the Quinn Order within such a short span of time? The only confirmation I have regarding the events of this evening was the enemy's intention to assassinate Selphine. Is it so wrong to take a life if it means protecting someone you can't live without? What could that child have meant? Did she say that in order to make me feel hesitant? Or was she speaking from experience? Coco and Marie. Together, they're a force to be reckoned with. If I had dealt with Coco from the start, I could have at least disabled her when she was alone. But I couldn't do it with Marie around. I couldn't defeat them alone. Ugh, it's all in the past now. We have more pressing matters to attend to. Hey, are you listening? What should we do? Fret not, my lady. Our first priority is to determine exactly where we are right now. What do you mean, Ritona? You brought us here intentionally, didn't you? How can you not know where we are? Sorry, I have bad news. Please, Ritona, talk to me. Tell me what's going on. Where are we? Forgive... Ritona? Forgive me. Why are you apologizing? There's nothing to... Forgive me, my lady. I have no satisfactory excuse. I had only your safety in mind. I feared that I could not be able to protect you. But moreover, I don't know why we've not reached our intended destination. What? Selphine's mind went blank from the shock of those unexpected words. Ritona was one of the most skilled mana crafters in the kingdom, as well as a role model to the young Selphine. She could only register disbelief after seeing this cool, collected person she's always admired appearing so helpless. Ritona! Ritona knew herself abasement would make Selphine anxious, but she was too ashamed to rise. Selphine was stunned speechless. Neither spoke, but they had reached a similar, unspoken consensus. They were far from the Kingdom of Rughzenhaide. And thus, the peaceful lives they once led were no more. Henceforth, they would embark on a perilous journey through this new world. Holy shit, that was like an epic anime-esque opening. Dang. So, originally at the beginning of the first video, I thought that we'd be following, or that the main character is like Coco and Marie, and I thought that they were the good guys, but apparently they are the bad guys. But yeah, I mean, I guess it's too early to draw that conclusion, but that's sort of the vibe that I'm getting right now, that I was severely mistaken about at least I thought that Selphine and Ritona were the bad guys, but I'm not sure now. Anyway, let's see who this taller person is. They escaped? How? It's called the Riptide Effect. Oh, it's Xian. It's a random natural phenomenon we don't really understand. All we know is it teleports any organic matter caught in it over a great distance. You've never heard of it, huh? There are plenty of stories about people who've been caught up in the vortices. People were sent days away from their starting point, and when they were found, they were in places that took days or weeks to reach on carriage, and even longer on foot. But that doesn't seem possible. Suddenly finding yourself in another place in the blink of an eye. It sounds like a myth. Besides, the vortex that took him away looked more like a cast mana crafty than a random act of nature. I did mention that it's not well understood how it occurs, didn't I? I remember hearing about some academics studying the effect. All they had was hearsay, so the best they could manage was a theory. Which was... apparently, the Riptide Effect is deeply rooted in Comcraft and the mana line immersion. Normally, this requires a link to the intended recipient, which acts as the bridge for communication. Over time, this can extend across a decent distance. Once the link is established, the purified mana circulates constantly, allowing both parties to communicate thoughts and emotions. The theory follows that the Riptide Effect can happen as long as that circulation of mana is dedicated to Comcraft, and even Aeroratum. How does Aeroratum figure in? Great, she missed the point entirely. If you can talk to someone you're linked to by exchanging purified mana, then shouldn't you be able to be immersed in the mana line and swept away physically by the mana stream's current? All the dots. Are you still with me, Coco? That's the best idea those academics came up with? Absolutely absurd. So, you deny the theory even though you witnessed it in action? Why? Because it's impossible. Manipulating mana into mana crafty is miraculous in itself. But this is just unnatural. Impossible and unnatural don't mean untrue. I went through the theory with you twice with an example. You owe me at least half of that. It's just not possible for a glass crafter just like her to just up and disappear with our target in tow. Does it make sense to you, Xion? For a mana crafter to have the power to break them both down to a molecular level, sending themselves through a mana line to another location, wherein said mana crafter reconstructs both bodies without any ramifications? Well, when you put it that way, it does make sense. So you get it. You're out of your mana-loving mind! I love that the text is actually like bigger and bolder. Huh? Do you think I'm a child? How deluded do you have to be to buy into that fantasy fluff? Give me a break, Xion. Seriously, Coco, you can't dismiss it as just a plausible phenomenon. Plausible my butt. Do you really think a single mana crafter can deconstruct and reconstruct two humans without leaving out a crucial component or two? The amount of purified mana required would be immeasurable. It's impossible for a human to have a limitless reserve of purified mana. Quit being so narrow-minded and just think about it for a second. You think about it for a second. You can't send limitless mana through just any mana line. There are equally limitless mana lines out there, but you'd never find one that could handle that amount. Oh, come on. You do make a valid point, though. Finding a mana line that could actually withstand that is a 1,000,000 to 1 shot. Well, congratulations, Coco. You debunked my theory. For now. Now we go take some time to unwind. You look stressed out. And whose fault is that, Xion? If you spoke more clearly to begin with. Coco. Yes? Calm down, okay? Keep calm. Carry on. Isn't that like the poster or like the shirt and all that stuff? Marie's got the right idea. Carry on. Carry on. Understood, mistress. It's just weird that you reject the theory entirely, even though you witnessed it in action. You're in denial, plain and simple. Why don't you go and let off your facts and tell us why you think they got away? Xion. Yes? Enemy. Dual crafter. Bending. Light. The dual crafter who blinded you can bend light? Yeah, and guess what? She was hiding the princess behind a glass wall in the east wing. I can't help but feel like I've been duped. I was so close to killing her. Princess Selphine? Concede herself? The whole time? A dual mana crafter that can refract varying intensities of light off of glass. A new one to me. I'm not terribly familiar with this particular skill set, but it could be an exclusive trait to the people of Rughzenhaide. Ever since Coco reported the target's disappearance, I've been trying to figure out how they could have escaped, but there's no evidence of them leaving that spot. For all we know, they could have escaped by using a form of mana crafty that we're just unfamiliar with. Okay. Ironically, really, we sealed them all in, smoked them out, slaughtered every last one, and yet our target still managed a miraculous escape. Okay, but mistress, can we change the topic yet? You're putting me to sleep here, people. Huh? Mistress Milano. From the sound of this comatose-inducing conversation, I'd say our work here is done. Yes? Not nice. Eavesdrop. Sister? Wow, they're sisters? You know what's not nice, Marie? I've been up there the whole time, and not one of you even noticed me. Please, forgive us, mistress. I didn't sense your presence. Neither did I. But Marie has a point. Personally, I thought you would have alerted us to your arrival. Now, why would I be that obvious? I was wondering if any of you had anything colorful to say about me behind my back. After all, ain't chit-chat a little more exciting when you don't know you're being listened in on? So, she admits to eavesdropping. Oh, look at them, the Fantastic Four. But no, you girls gave me nothing but monotony and mumbo-jumbo. I was so disappointed that I just had to put a cap on the conversation. Cap? Conversation. We would never say anything negative about you, Mistress Milano. Anyways, what's the bottom line? You all failed to stop the target and her servant from escaping our little slaughter? Does that sum it up pretty good? What's wrong, Coco? Why are you trembling? I have no excuse for failing you, Mistress Milano. I had them trapped in, but the man, the glass crafter, escape shouldn't have been possible. You're so precious, Coco. Why, you almost remind me of a furry animal. I've got it now. You look like a defenseless little hamster with the way you're apologizing. Yes, as Coco mentioned, the glass crafter's method of escape wasn't taken into consideration, much less anticipated. Which is why you're still here prattling about how one teensy-weensy servant foiled your perfect plan? Isn't that right, Coco? It is, mistress. Aw, what's the matter, Coco? You look so pale. Do you want a hug? I don't know if this Milano is like actually being sympathetic or like really sarcastic, and I'm pretty sure it's like the second one because of how her first sentence basically was like, I'm pretty bored of this conversation. Like, I'm pretty sure she's being sarcastic about all of this. And sort of condescending in a way because she's a superior. That's enough, Sister Milano. Pfft, I guess I went a little too far, huh? I'm sorry, Coco. Look at me, Coco. Look at me right in the eyes. Yes, mistress. You're a strong girl, and I wouldn't have it any other way. But you're only human, Coco. Humans will always make mistakes. It's just a fact of life. Am I wrong? No, mistress. But... Don't be afraid, Coco. Use your words. Please, forgive me, Mistress Milano. But who would have thought that the Riptide Effect could materialize through mana crafting? Why, I'd find this all too much to swallow without Shion's detailed explanation. I can believe it coming from Shion. After all, she's almost never wrong. Words cannot express my gratitude. Do me a favor, Coco. I want you to look me right in the eye and answer a question for me. Yes, mistress. Coco, did you learn from your mistake? Mistress? Humans are quite fallible, so much that it's practically a way of life for them. I'm glad you're trying to learn from your mistakes, Coco. If you weren't, why, I'd think no better of you than those vermin. You are learning from your mistake, aren't you? You're not unrepentant like the rest of humankind, right? You're not a rat, right, Coco? Of course not. I swear I will get them. You're not just saying that, are you, Coco? You'll really get them next time? I won't fail you, Mistress Milano. I swear. Actions speak louder than words. Understand? Wow, Milano. Oh no, that was Milano. Never mind. God damn it. The names. For a second, I thought it was the white-haired girl whose name I already forgot. Oh no, it's Marie. There we go. Alright. Because I have little tolerance for unrepentant rats, Coco. Allow me to explain, milady. The mana stream running through the planet's crust carries a continuous flow of mana throughout the planet, but tectonic activity can alter the course of some of the mana lines. If mana lines are severed, mana will be temporarily rerouted. Luckily, we can use mana crafting to keep any enlarged mana lines from returning to their natural state, allowing for a greater flow of purified mana. Keeping those mana lines enlarged allows the Riptide Effect to occur. We use this, combined with something called Vector Crafty, to escape from Rughzenhaide Castle. Nothing missing anywhere. I guess I managed to reconstruct both Selphine and myself without any issues. Locating an enlarged mana line under the castle and forcing it to maintain a swelled state alone required nearly a year of effort. It cost another year of effort before I became accustomed to sending increasing volumes of purified mana through this particular mana line. After 2 years of training, I was capable of sending 2 humans worth of purified mana through this mana line while keeping it stable. Learning how to effectively utilize this enlarged mana line was my very first undertaking after being appointed as Princess Selphine's royal guardian. This enlarged mana line was to run under the neighboring kingdom of Pastoralcat. I don't know. These names sometimes. To an emergency shelter maintained by both countries. But for some reason, this mana line no longer leads near the shelter's entrance. Well, I guess escaping in and out of the mana stream in one piece is the only saving grace of the evening. If the mana line diverted any further from our original destination, we could have very well ended up in the abyss of the sea, and then we both would have drowned to death. Hey, Ritona! I'm just wondering, how many special types of mana crafty can you really use? Milady? It's just, we practically grew up together, but I've never seen you once cast any mana crafty like this one until tonight. Selphine's face appears anxious from unrestrained curiosity. I can't really blame her. Selphine knows every mana crafty and battle crafty that I've cast in the past, but I've never disclosed the knowledge of this particular mana crafty to her. If you're referring to vector crafty, it was still being researched and never had been tested in the field. Never tested? I apologize, milady, but vector crafty isn't a mana crafty that can be used without justification. How do you figure? Well, for example, it would be impossible to return to Rughzenhaide Castle from here. Impossible? Why? The current research into vector crafting only allows for travel one way. Therefore, returning to Rughzenhaide Castle through the mana line we emerged from is not possible. Then, that means we're stranded. From here on out, walking remains our only means of transport. Uh-oh, that's not good. Finally, I've siphoned enough pyro mana to light a campfire. Something's amiss about the mana stream here. It feels as if the mana lines here are too thin to carry much. But that can't be right. Every mana line has its own particular dimensions, so there must be some larger ones here. Why can't I detect any larger mana lines in these woods? It almost feels as though my mana dowsing abilities have somehow dulled. I'm tired. I'm just tired, that's all. So long as Selphine survives, so long as the path down mana crafty survives within her, Rughzenhaide may be resurrected. I have to believe that. Damn it! Vector crafty research was practically still in its infancy. I knew the risk, but I didn't think my mana dowsing would be dulled, so... Oh well. I guess I can only hope the side effects will subside soon. I'd better wash the blood off these clothes first, and then a moment's respite. I don't want Selphine to worry anymore. Alright, well, we're gonna end the video here. Dang. I mean, the game is throwing around a lot of terms, which, I mean, I mentioned in a previous video as well that, like, you can sort of guess here and there what the meanings of it are, but I actually found out that there's like an encyclopedia here with a lot of information about the locales, mana terminology, mana crafting, everything actually. So there are a lot of stuff in here, and I'm personally gonna read them just to figure out, or to at least be more knowledgeable about everything that they're mentioning, making it easier to understand, of course. But the question that I have for you people is, if you guys would like for me to devote an entire video to that, to just reading everything in the encyclopedia, and that way we all know too much, or probably everything that there is needed to know, or you just want me to do that off stream and just keep continuing this, because, well, obviously I'm gonna keep continuing doing this, but I can do like one video in the middle that's just entirely dedicated to getting ourselves familiarized with the terms of the encyclopedia. So yeah, it's all up to you guys basically, so you guys can just give me your opinion about that in the comments. That would be greatly appreciated. And yeah, that's gonna be the end of this video. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe for more, and I will see you in the next video of Vault 1 Milestone, or Milestone 1. God damn it, I fucked up the name. Well, peace.